don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Spending time all alone, sending my songs to the phone, dreaming of a better home while focused on trying to hone this craft, witchcraft. I hope the Brujas let this last.
I don't know if this painted blue. I don't know.
WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. Behind the brand, we're back after a 2-week hiatus, and it's safe to say that I got family in the building. Kron, Zilla, and NuNu do.
Hey!
I've known you guys for a long time. I know you guys for too long, and it's been great. It's been a great ride. It's been a great journey. We know who you are. We know about the great talents you do, but I'm at a new station right now, semi-new. And I just want you guys to reintroduce yourselves to our audience. Tell both of you.
Hold up. Prestige, hold on. Let's do this right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do this right.
Sorry,
ladies and gentlemen watching behind the brand, those sitting at home right now and listening on the radio, I want you two to put your hands together and truly understand that you are dealing with two of the best producers Elm City has to deal with. These guys, not only that, they just launched a new series being professors on Beat for Beat. All right, they're going to be involved in the Beat for Beat tournament this coming season. We have the man, the myth, the producer, Kron Zilla. And we have my favorite, your favorite, and should be everybody's favorite, top female producer, not in Elm City. I'm saying everywhere. And yes, I said everywhere.
Thank you.
Everywhere. NuNu. There you go. Now talk. Now introduce yourself.
Easy Bluez, you really Donald Trump my introduction right there, but I'm totally okay with that.
That was awesome. I don't know.
I could have asked for a great better introduction than that. NuNu. They highly deserve that. They really do.
Oh. You guys are awesome.
Share awesome. With the class.
I'm NuNu.
That's us.
We make beats a lot, and
and a tournament's coming, and I'm taking off heads.
He said, "Oh yeah, we're in heavy like I'm a Call of Duty girl."
Right.
No, that didn't even sound right, but I Call of Duty.
Pause.
And I normally play every day, and I have not touched it because I'm all about it right now. You guys are all Call of Duty. And I'm all about beats right now.
First question. Was it destiny that you two found each other?
Listen, serendipity is a thing.
It
when
is.
Things fall into place.
They fall into place.
And like Mace used to say on the 18,
yes,
I love it when a good plan comes together.
Let's just answer this separately, guys. What made you want to choose music? How did music find you? Because it was destined to be, obviously. But just tell everybody right now for our audience.
Music's in my family. Deep. Like my mother's side, they all are like really they're teachers, but they're like performance people. Like I have an aunt that used to be able to recite like a poem that was for a half an hour, just reciting the poem, doing the motions, and it's just like there's that. My grandmother used to play the violin for the New Haven Symphony Orchestra. It's just always been music around me. So I think when I was about 7, they started me playing piano lessons, and I think they probably got tired of just hearing me bang on the keys. So that's what I think. So they got me piano lessons, and that's just been my thing. Then I met this dude. Then I started making beats.
All right, so you made beats with your introduction to Kron.
Yep, that's when I started actually making beats. Yep.
Okay. Zilla, your story.
All right, well, I've been making beats since I was 13, and I started making beats because I used to write a lot of raps, and people weren't making beats for me in the timely fashion that I was writing the raps. Like the turnover wasn't quick enough for me. So I had tried to start getting a couple pieces of equipment, started working with my cousin, DJ Prime. He used to primarily do the drums and I would do the melodies. Then I met a dude named Solid. He taught me how to use the EPS, and then I just took off from there.
Now, what is
it? Now.
Got you. What is an EPS for people who don't know?
Well, I actually have it like over here in the corner. The EPS is it's my first workstation that I've ever used. It's the God. It's the God.
Okay. It's the God.
It's a big keyboard like sequencer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if an MPC had a keyboard attached to it, it's an EPS.
Okay. Okay. And you said you started at
the EPS before you started making the ASR 10, which was basically like an Ensoniq version of MPC. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you started at 13 years old. Now, how many years did it actually take to find the right groove, to actually know that you're actually in the right direction when it came to your producing? Take like a couple years to like really get it going, to really get it down?
Well, once I started getting into it, I was fascinated by it. I never really got to learn how to read sheet music. It wasn't a thing for me, so I played by ear. So I've always been into like music, regardless if I was making beats or not, but it would always come back to me in waves. And then I finally stuck with it like after I left high school. That was it. After I left, I started buying my own pieces of equipment, bought my own EPS, ended up buying my own equipment for an in-house studio when I was working at the music store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, that had to be an extreme budget that you guys had, I bet.
Extreme budget. Extreme budget.
Budget was zero.
No, okay.
My phone was rusted steel, not silver.
Oh man.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing, and I think that's kind of what Prestige is leaning towards, is the sacrifice that's necessary to get this type of equipment. It's many years of eating, 42-cent ramen noodle packets, and many years of walking because you can't afford a car, or having a car and not being able to afford gas. It is that sacrifice. It's really funny. Like when we start to play venues and different things like that, people want to pay the artist on what it is, but they're paying only for that half hour, only that 40-minute set. They're not paying for the hours upon hours of years and sacrifice that come through. And I think that's kind of what Prestige was trying to highlight, was you fought, and because you didn't have that silver spoon, you had that rusted spoon, you had to fight even harder just to get to where you are. And as you were doing that, that's where your style started to develop, because of necessity.
I bought my EPS when I got fired from one of my jobs. They gave me a severance pay. They gave me like my final check, all the stuff I accumulated, time off pay, all that. And I looked at the check and I said, I'm going right to the music store. I saw that thing over there. I'm about to cop it myself right now. And I drove my little rusty car right over there and bought myself an EPS. I was not playing. Brought it back to the team. I said, we going to learn this.
That's what's up.
Tell me about the first tournament you were in, Kron.
The first tournament I was in, me and her both went there together. And I believe she played a beat. It knocked the power out on one side of the building. Like they had to go hit the circuit breaker.
I knocked the power out in the building.
Yeah. I think it was a dog whistle beat, which was incidentally a
Producer's
challenge.
Right.
He challenged me to make a beat with dog whistles.
Oh.
And so I started messing with like frequencies and all kinds of stuff. And when I played that beat that night, it blew the power.
Oh man.
That was awesome.
Wait, so this again, for the average listener, they don't understand the frequency of a dog whistle is beyond what a human ear is supposed to be able to process.
True.
Right.
So the amount of work you had to get in just to make it audible for people is amazing. And I'm even more like impressed now than I was like 35 seconds ago. So
that was the first night I met T. Sawyer.
Yeah.
That was the first night. Who else I meet down there? Brent Mania.
C. Woods.
C. Woods. It was
that was the first night that we was like all together. Fireman.
Yeah. I met him in person for the first time that night.
Yep. That was fun.
That was the start, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Prime was putting showcases on. And
nice.
He had like a warehouse in West Haven.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was his first one.
And
the first one, period.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was back in 2010, somewhere around there.
Now, I know that we met at Ugly Radio, but was that tournament, was that the start of the Producers Challenge? Then it led into your own show for Independently Thinking, or was it the other way around?
No. With Independently Thinking,
we were there for a while. We were there like 2007, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
That Independently Thinking was like, we started that in like 2007.
Right.
The Producers Challenge, something was happening, and it was about bacon. And I said, well, I'm gonna make a beat with the sounds of bacon. We were talking about bacon being like the best of everything.
Right.
The candy of meats.
Right. And I said, well, I'm gonna make a beat with the sounds of bacon. And then he was like, go ahead and do it. I said, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna debut it next week. And that was the beginning of the Producers Challenge. Because after I did that one, then I challenged him to make a beat. And then we just kept going back and forth from there.
Okay. And it was really interesting just during that time my experience at Ugly Radio, because you guys were challenging different producers when it came to unique beats and unique sounds. I remember one time it was like fox noises, and another time it was a giraffe noise that you guys were challenging each other with beats. It was really interesting how you were doing that. And then it came to a time where it was just a brief hiatus where nobody was stepping up to you for that Producers Challenge.
We had them dudes all afraid. We had them dudes all afraid. They didn't want to come through.
So it was just me and him going back and forth.
And then
nobody else wanted none. So
yeah, it turned into healthy competition between you two, and I really felt that made both you guys better. Honestly, when it came to it. And like you guys are just, and that's the whole professionalism when it came between you two. Like when it came one time with the beat, it just went back and forth just between y'all. Like you were like, forget it. If nobody wants to come, we got each other. And that's what I like about you two. You guys find ways to work with each other each and every single day. But go ahead.
Sword sharpens sword. So
yeah,
that's how we keep elevating.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll do something and I'll be like, that's dope. Let me get over there.
Ryu sparred with Ken all the time. You gotta keep the skills sharp, you know?
And I see it when it comes to the criticism between both of you when you're making beats. I remember the first time I was at Ugly Radio, and how especially I think it was the first time that I met you guys, because you guys were making beats. Kron was out there, and I don't know how you do it. It's just like you take your time with it, but in a span between 5 to 10 minutes, you make a complete beat. And I do not know how you do that. I'm still amazed by how you do that. But it's just you take your time with it, and it's like a good chef marinating a nice piece of meat. That's the best way I can say it, because like I'm skilled in cooking, so that's the best way I can just relate to it to our audience. Like you take your time doing it, and like I can put a timer right now, and even if the beat sounds finished to me, to you, something is still there because you always want to try to find a way to better yourself. You always want to try to find a way to perfect yourself. And that's what I just love about you. You always try to find a great solution for what you're doing right now. Like, for example, you got your studio in your house right now.
Yeah, you see the mic. You see the mic cord hanging from the ceiling.
I see the mic cord hanging right now. Like, you always find a way. Now, just back to what I said, like when I first saw you guys at Ugly Radio, like what made you just have that ear, or was it just organic of how you can just make beats so well in a quick amount of time? That's just really still amazes me to this day.
Well, after a while of sitting in front of the computer, experimenting with sound and drum kits and which sounds you like, you tend to get your favorites. So, so with me, drums usually come first. So I always make sure that I go and experiment enough to where I have my go-to drum kits. So I'm like, it's going to be either one of these in this little pool, one of my little children in this folder are going to work for me. And then with the melody comes with like a vibe. That's why like the melodies happen so quick, especially when I work with samples. The way I chop it, once I hit that right key, it's like a soft spot. You get that soft spot, you get that groove in there, and you got the drums playing in the background. It's over. It's over.
It is. It really is. And I like the fact, because I think that's like more the nerd side between us. You always take like the old TV shows and like the old cartoons, and then you just blend it in like into like an incredible sound. And I listen to you guys so much. It's just so many to name in this hour-long episode alone of how much material you've done between those beats. I remember one time you took the Thundercats beat. you chopped it up, and it was like amazing. Yeah.
I remember that. That was a slap right there.
And it was this other time, Easy Noses beat, how you took the Fleetwood Mac sample, you spaced it out, and then you blended it and made it, and just, oh my God, it was just magnifique.
I played that live in the beat tournament. They lost their minds.
Absolutely, and it's expanded into the Beat for Beat tournament, and I really felt you gave that knowledge to. It's safe to say it, man. He's like your son, young Reese. How you brought him up, and how you brought that tutelage to him, and how he can bring that knowledge to another young mind when he reaches to that point in life. Because I feel he's not really at, and then this is not disrespectful to him, not one bit. I feel he's not at that level yet, but he will be. Just by
because he didn't have the same. I feel like the reason why you feel that way, I kind of feel that way too.
Yeah,
is because he didn't have the equipment like I had. Like I had it right here. I could literally get up out of my bed, roll over, and say, "I'm going to make this beat." But at this moment now, he got all of it. He got it all right now, mics and everything. He got the whole setup. So ain't no more of that. You about to see a whole nother level of Reese coming soon.
Absolutely,
I can guarantee that.
I'm so proud of him.
And I'm anticipated for it, and you brought that when you were at Ugly, when we were at Ugly. I mean, when we had all the young kids over, and then I remember when that whole studio was just crowded. It was just crowded, just being surrounded to you, and they were all listening to what you were going to bring to the table. It's so crazy how you can just expand that knowledge within a span of just even less than 20 minutes to at least like the 10 or 12 use. It's crazy. It's crazy to see, and it's one thing, it's just beautiful to see at the same time. Now, let's get back to the music. When it comes to a program, what is a good quality program to use for a beginner? Because there's numerous programs out there. We got Fruity Loops, and we got so many to name, but you can answer that question better than I can.
I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna keep it a homer thing. Cause I've used Fruity Loops. I've used Digital Performer. I've used like quite a few joints. I tried Logic. It didn't really sync to me because of the user interface. I prefer Reason.
Yeah.
And once you get into a groove of how Reason works initially, you can really make something really quick. And then later on come back to it and tweak it and make it crispy,
Like we've been with Reason since Reason 4.
Yeah.
They're on 11 now.
Oh, NuNu. Hold that thought. I gotta make sure this. I gotta say this. WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven Prestige and my good friend EZ Bluez for Behind the Brand with family right now. Kron and NuNu do. NuNu, continue your answer. I'm very sorry about that.
That's okay. You got to pay the bills.
Absolutely.
So we've been with Reason since Reason 4, and we're on Reason 11 now. And what I can tell you is like some being that's from like almost the beginning. Reason 11 is so intuitive.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like you think in your head, like I wish I could do this and slide this here and just press this and make it do that. And Reason,
you
says,
could do
okay,
it.
come on, you can do it.
You can do it.
No problem.
You got it in a whole nother folder in your documents folder, and you looking at it, I wish I could just slide this right in here right now. And you'd be like, all right, you just drag it, slide it in, it's there. Now it's there. Then you be like, then you're listening to it, and you're listening to it against the metronome of the program, and you're like, man, I wish I could put this on tempo. You just put it on tempo. Yep, you could do it. You got it.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing Reason doesn't do at this point is turn on the computer when I get up and say I want to make a beat.
Right.
That's it.
It already come with so much stuff. You don't even really need to buy stuff unless you just greedy like that. Which
we are.
Be greedy. But
by all means.
You can never have enough sounds.
There is such a thing as good selfishness. There is. We can all agree with that. Absolutely.
Never stop hoarding sounds. Never.
Kron, which do you like the best, producing or rapping?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's really 50-50 for me because every time I'm in a groove of like making beats, I'll hear something and I'll say, oh, no, hold on. I want to rap now. And then there'll be a lot of times where I'm doing a lot of writing or a lot of writing and recording. And then I'll hear something that's not from me or my people. And I'll be like, man, that's slapping. I feel like I got to make some beats right now. It's like Bruce Lee. It's like Bruce Lee. You don't tell Bruce Lee, just punch, don't kick.
True. This is true. So it's depending on the feeling at the time. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's left hand and right hand.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens at the same time.
Now, as an artist, do you find that's like some of the most frustrating time when you have like when you're writing both the music, and people call it beats, call it whatever you want. It's music. You guys are writing music. So when you're writing the actual music and the accompaniment and writing the lyrics or having the idea of, what the theme of the song itself is going to be lyrically, is it frustrating? I mean,
it's
the world wants to know.
It's more of a time-consuming thing because you want to get the riffs down and you want to get the melody down dead correct, so you can get your bars off and your lines off right along with the melody. You can write it the right way. But with producing and making your beat, writing your accompaniment, it's always when you listen back to it, I could have did this tighter, or you're listening to it and you're humming some additional accompaniment in the back. So you want to come back and add on to that. And at the same time, you try to get the next 2 bars of what you're writing, or you're going to get the bridge right. You're already thinking of how the chorus is going to sound, or how the beat is going to switch to the next movement. And then that part becomes time consuming. It's a lot of variables in it.
So, and the reason why I wanted you to answer it like that is there's a whole bunch of people still to this day, almost 40 years after it hit the mainstream, that think hip hop is not music. And right there, that's everything, right? And that it's easy work. Nowhere in what you just described is it easy or is it not music. So I just want people to really understand the amount of work that it takes to get into that.
It's crazy that you say that, Easy. It's crazy that you say that because hip hop is the #1 music in the world.
Listen,
it's crazy that you say that.
You know why? Because it blends so well with everything. Yeah. Everything just transforms back into hip hop. I take classical, blend it into hip hop. I take everything. I got music influences from everywhere, and it all blends.
It's like the bacon of music. Wherever you put it, it's gonna make it better. It's gonna make it better. You could put it in your ice cream. It's gonna make it better. You know what I mean? Raekwon did the song "Ice Cream." It's then you got it. But when you're making beats, understanding the difficulty of hip hop is, I can really sum it up real quick. The right or wrong snare can make or break your song.
True.
There are millions of snares. It's not just in the right answer is it's never the first one you see, never the first one you hear. It's always going to be some one thing that can make or break your song. It's not easy to make these beats in no way, shape, or form.
Speaking of beats, have you ever made a beat that's really, really, really good? Like I'm talking about good. Like when you wake up, you just smile, but you know it's not for you since you're an artist. It's for somebody else that can go at it.
All the time.
Gotcha.
All the time. I just did a post the other day.
Yeah.
On social media saying that I need some beats that are not mine, because right now what I'm doing is not what I want to be on.
Okay.
I can make a beat for like somebody will sit in the room and I'll start making a beat based on the vibe of what I'm feeling. Now this beat is not necessarily going to be for me, but you know, and they don't even have to be there. Sometimes I could just be making like on a strip, like 2, 3, 4 beats today. None of these beats is going to be for me.
That's interesting. That really is interesting.
I don't think I ever make beats for me. I don't think I've never rhymed on a beat that I've made, I believe.
But you do rhyme. Not that many people know.
Occasionally.
You do surprise people every now and then.
So I do. I can, so I do, and that's what happens. But
even a superhero who doesn't want to be a superhero is going to enjoy flying. I'm just saying.
Oh, well played, sir. Well played.
Now, have you guys ever written for anybody?
I could never.
Write your own stuff.
Really?
I could never ghostwrite for another person.
Okay.
And the reason why, it may sound self-absorbed and slightly pompous, but it is reality. You can't carry what I write like I write it. You can't carry it like I could carry it. I built this machine. You're not going to be able to use the machine better than the creator. It's impossible.
Okay.
I like it.
I can't argue with that. When you talk about machines, let's get to the whole thing in the room. Let's talk about Swank Mob. Now, this machine, was it easily built? Swank Mob, did everybody just come together and talk about this thing? Tell me about this whole origin story, if you can briefly to me about the mob.
It really started with like me, Fireman, I believe she was there, and Reach. We're sitting in the studio. We sitting in the studio, and you know how we got in the studio, Press. Yeah. We be in there vibing, go to the store, you know what I mean? Get a little drink in it, you know, whatever. But you know, we in there vibing and we're talking, beats are playing, and like, you know, we got good energy together. We should be like a group. Like if we got together and did something, and we were all working on a beat at the time. If we got together, we could be like an indomitable force. Like it would be crazy. And then it just happened that night. We just put our knuckles together and Voltron happened. Oh, we confused. you know? With all power combined, we like this big machine. It's serious. We incorporated NuNu because why not?
I came in. And then they told me, then they said what was going on. And they was like, yeah, we got this Swank Mob and it's me. And I was just like, where's me? And it was like, you know, you are automatically in it. I was like,
because why not?
But okay, I'm in it. So
Now, do you feel, because it's crazy just to see like a little bit of growth between all you guys within the group? Like never in my life that I pictured Swank Mom merchandise. You guys have masks now. You guys have shirts. And I want to be. I think that's just coming right.
Product placement. Product placement. We're a big fan of product placement.
Not mad at.
First and foremost, the hoodies is coming for you guys.
The hoodies coming.
The hoodies is coming. The Swank Mob hoodies is definitely coming for you guys.
Nice.
Is the mob. We definitely gonna get you right.
I wouldn't even be surprised to even see Swank Mob collector cups in the foreseeable future. I think she's about to write that down.
Nah, I'm about to show you.
Oh wow!
Swank is the mob. We got him. We got him.
Personalized. This is Kronzilla's.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I do admire the business aspect that everyone sees within themselves in the group. That Kel sees inside themselves. That Marshall Cruz sees inside himself. That Reese sees inside himself. Fireman, Kron, NuNu. How you guys think really high of yourselves to do that, because not too many groups I see will go above and beyond to promote themselves. So that proves to me personally that you guys aren't content of where you think higher. Always think of where to go, and that's a kudos to you.
You gotta aim the grappling hook up if you want to climb. Aim the grappling hook that way.
He is the king of metaphors, by the way.
I was gonna say, I can't wait for like the 2021 Swank Mob daily calendar with like daily Kron sayings.
What? Hold up, I'm writing it down.
I got you. No worries. Write that down. Take it. I'll take 10%. You know, Kronfucius. Kronfucius. That's what you call it.
You're gonna call this Kronfucius easy.
Kronfucius. The Kronfucius calendar.
Okay. Okay.
Are you
got it? Facts.
Are you happy with the stable that you have right now for Swank Mob? Or do you consider of having any more members in addition to the group?
I'm actually content for the moment. If another member presents themselves and then the group votes them in, then that's another story.
Right.
But I'm happy with the amount of people that we have now. I mean, at this point,
it's a good bunch of
who's stopping it?
And we mesh well together. So
yeah. I mean, because we're all rhyming and we're all making beats at this point. It's like, do you add an extra limb
to
the machine?
That makes sense.
Where's it coming from?
Yeah, like
where are you gonna stick it? Say
like in a minute, like we're all like Goro right now. It's a lot of arms on this thing. So I mean,
but easy one to say.
Yes, for the TMZ crowd that just lives off of drama, who you cutting from Swank Mob? Who's getting voted off the island?
Who got harsh? Easy. Somebody tried to get in, and then like a couple of us were like, yeah. Two were like, yeah, but the rest of us were like, no.
That's fair.
I was one of the yeahs. I was one of the yeahs, and everybody.
I'm funny when it comes to people.
And everybody, yeah. She's the cruel one. I'm the nice person. Believe it or not.
I'm the nicest person I know.
You don't know a lot of people.
I know everybody. I know everybody.
Yeah, you stay in the house. You don't know nobody.
I do stay in the house, but I know everybody.
Well, see,
you're introverted, but you're extroverted when you want to be.
Right.
There you go.
And no, but I don't think you're the mean one. I just think you're very real about it. You know where you stand with NuNu the moment you meet NuNu. And that's it. There's no nonsense. There's no smoke being blown anywhere. Like this is who you are. This is how you feel, and that's an incredible, refreshing thing, especially in a very fake and ridiculous time that we're in currently. So thank you.
Yes, definitely. But my face gives it all away anyway. So my mouth could be saying one thing, and my face is like, nah, she lying. She don't like you. And then my mom's like, you don't feel what your face is doing? I'm like, no.
Yo, I think that's a hook right there, man. I'll be honest. I like that. You don't feel what your face is doing. I think you should. Yeah, there you go. Write that one down too.
Tell me about your guys' experience in Maine. I know you guys had a little hip hop show. I think it was like up in Maine or Vermont, like way up in the Northeast. Tell me about how that environment was like, and just the audience, just the whole vibe.
It was cool.
Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine. It was a cool vibe inside the club.
Yeah, inside the club, it was really nice.
It was really cool inside the club.
Real friendly. People were digging our music. We were definitely digging a lot of acts that performed before and after us. It was a wholesome vibe. We all got along. There was no drama in that place.
Gotcha.
Inside the club.
Gotcha.
Outside the club, when we went to eat, that was another story. But inside the club, in the performing aspect, the performing crowd, everybody that you see, bartenders.
The feel was like pure hip hop.
Yeah.
It was like pure hip hop.
Nobody fought. Great.
No, that's good. That's really good to hear. Because I was really surprised at the location because when you talk hip hop, you don't talk Maine. You don't talk Maine at all. You don't talk Portland, Maine, and just
they don't
see
talk
you guys had a
really.
Either.
They don't
you
talk
really don't.
Either. But we got nicer rappers than New York, and that's facts. Put it on. Make sure you don't edit that part out.
No, and that's I've actually been saying, like, Connecticut and especially New Haven is probably the best kept secret in the music industry. Yeah. You know, the people that have already come out of here that have made like very big statements, you know, but still no one that's like New Haven. What's that? You know, Prestige and I have sat with the mayor and said the only difference between, you know, Austin, Texas and New Haven is the city of New Haven is not behind the artists like the city of Austin, Texas is behind the artists out there. We don't get enough support from our city.
The southern regions in general.
Right.
They stick together.
They have a greater support system.
We don't. Our communities aren't close knit like they used to be back in the day. Up here in this area.
But I really do think though that we're getting there on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven behind the brand with Prestige and Easy Blues with great family in my mind, great family of mine, if I can barely speak. I'm talking incredibly too fast. Kron and NuNu do, but like I said before, I think we're getting there in a way because let's look at like different artists, for example, like Ale the Man. The Dumby Dance is going national, and that came from Connecticut. So, and we're looking at a lot of groups definitely forming and banding together when it comes to unity for this thing. So I think we're in the move for the right direction. I saw a video a couple weeks ago. It was a local artist that we have here in New Haven, Bragging Rights and Ty Henny, and they were all in one video getting together and just posting and promoting and supporting each other. And that's what we need in New Haven. So I'm happy that we're going into that direction. And I'm happy we're going into that light. I got 1,000,000 and 10 million thoughts going through my head, so I'm trying to talk as slowly as I can. But I do feel we're in that part of going there. I mean, for example, myself, Easy, and yourselves, we had a lot of hip hop shows in the cellar where everybody got together. It was a good vibe. It was a good community. Everybody was supporting each other, and it was such great networking in those events at the cellar. Yeah. So we definitely got there. Even the shows you guys had at Stella Blues, I saw. Remember the one show?
That's my spot. That's my spot. I love that place.
There was one show you had in your birthday, I think it was a couple years back, where everybody was singing the words to your song, Kron. I was there. It was a great feeling. It was a great moment for you.
You know how, do you know how awesome that is when you're not even famous?
Yeah. And you have at least a good 25 to 30 people singing your song, and about 15 of those 30 that you know. and the other 15 you don't know vibing to you and getting to know you for the first time and enjoying your music. It's a great feeling inside. It has to be. It has to be, because I saw it in your face. I saw the excitement in your face. Whatever you were going through on that night, it just went out the building. It definitely just went out the building. That's the great thing what you guys bring. You guys bring joy into people's lives within your music.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I love doing it. I do it all for that. Even if it's only 5 people digging it like that, it's this bud's for you.
Yeah.
We played we've been in like empty clubs, like nobody. Just and it's so fun.
Just us getting drunk, having fun.
You know, it's funny.
Go ahead, Easy.
It's funny because I do feel like those are sometimes the best shows when you're just playing for like, and from a band point of view, you're just playing for like the bands and their girlfriends, and half the bands don't have girlfriends. So you're just, it's like an honor amongst thieves type of feel to it,
right.
You know?
It's like you took the thought right out of my brain, Easy. I was about to say the same thing because I've been with you to those shows too.
Yeah, and like with me, when we do a show like that, it's kind of like I then will try to do something extra crazy so people can be like, man, I can't believe I missed that show where Easy ran outside around the block 3 times, came back in and finished the song. Like, haha, you missed it, you know. So that becomes a challenge for me, but I'm crazy, so it works for me.
Yeah, I've witnessed some of it. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Easy Bluez is also a ham, and I love it.
The energy's crazy.
Thank you.
Infectious. I love it.
Thank you.
Ron, tell me what's next in line for you. I hear you have a project with Beyond Excellence, a great rapper that we have here in New Haven. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Grumpy Old Negroes project.
I'm excited for it already.
I mean, you hear the title of the project. It's pretty self-explanatory how we're coming at this. You know what I mean? He's a beat maker. I make beats as well. We both rap. It's gonna be grumpy. It's gonna be hard. A lot of old timer angst is coming your way.
Nice. I'm so excited right now.
Like in all honesty, we're 2 tracks in. He was here last night saying like we got to work on the 3rd track.
Right.
So that's probably coming down the pipeline in about a day or so.
Okay, so very quickly.
Yeah. We're not playing. Time is of the essence. You see what 2021 has done to us? I've never gotten this great this fast.
2020.
Yeah.
2020.
That too. I need it now. Like,
Go full Veruca Salt. I want my 2021 and I want it now.
I wanted it in March. Are you kidding me? I wanted it in March. We're about to do a crazy show. Then all of a sudden the pandemic happened. I said, what is this?
It is crazy. It definitely is crazy. A lot of independent musicians had to adjust their lives. Like I was saying in past episodes, that this was your guys' peak season, spring and summer, because you guys go to multiple, venues. You guys go at least have a little tour, small tour going through. You guys just promote your brand, promote your product. I know, and it's not just you, just a plethora of independent musicians throughout the whole entire state and just everywhere. Like this was their time, spring and summer and a little bit of fall, to go out there and just be marketable, to network, to, be a better person, be a better themselves. And they really had to find another way to do it. Like we said, this separates the leaders from the followers. A lot of people did Zoom shows. You guys stepped up for beat for beat. Beat for beat.
I thank them for keeping the fire going, because I don't know what would be going on right now.
Without beat for beat, without you guys, going at that, because everybody was hungry to see something. It was great for the community. It really was that show.
About to be some controversy in season 3. I'm telling you.
That's what I want.
Man. Man, like within the last 2 days, the controversy has just spiked on man.
But the best thing about that is it's healthy competition. A lot of people like healthy competition, and it makes people better. That's what we want at the end of the day. We want just a whole army of producers and musicians from New Haven just going out there throughout the whole country and just exposing themselves out there. That's what we want. And this is a whole stepping platform for that.
I'll tell you one thing. If it does anything for a producer that stays within the circuit, it's definitely going to bolster your catalog.
It
You're
does.
definitely going to have a lot of slaps and a lot of good tunes by the time you leave the tourney.
That is true. That is true. Now, will we ever see Kron versus NuNu for beat for beat?
8 don't kill 8.
Okay.
Otherwise known as for the healthiness of their relationship. No.
Yes.
And how dare you ask, you son of a gun?
What I can say is,
we already competing all the time now. We're doing it now. Why add the extra drama of, oh, we're gonna telecast this. We're gonna record this. It's gonna be like a real bout. So when we in the house and I'm making beats, I leave and she's snooping, listen to my beat. Oh, this what you doing? Then she go start doing something to combat that. Man, listen. We sleep next to each other. This is a modern family. It's not old school where we got 2 twin beds in the same room on opposite sides. I want some peace. I like peace.
Peace is good.
I understand. You
I
guys
gotta
know
say,
your
though, I gotta say though, I mean, that would make a great show. I think we should pitch that to E. You know,
reality shows ruin real lives.
It's true, but there's so much money there. I'm just
it's not worth it.
Some stuff is not meant for the public. You know,
exactly.
There you go. Some stuff is not meant for the public. I totally understand. But for me, as just a fan of you both, it'll be interesting to see you both go, you know, a little competition on beat for beat. I wouldn't look at it like that.
Yo, just remember, Prestige, man, you gotta lick the spoon, bro. I'm just saying.
A second computer, and it might be something going down. Tell them to sponsor me another computer.
There you go.
And we'll see. We'll meet you halfway like that.
Okay.
What else is next that you can publicly say for the whole entire group Swank Mob?
Well, I know Eastwood's working on a follow-up album.
Okay.
I'm tooling around with this Mike Bison project.
Okay.
I'm also on this Grumpy Old Negroes project. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're talking. I can't look at you. It's eye contact. Anyway, you can't. Grumpy Old Negroes.
Yeah, that too. And I'm thinking about putting out a beat tape. The Swank tape is a real thing too. It's not fried ice cream. This is an actual reality thing.
That's coming.
We already got like 5-6 songs in the cut. I just want the pandemic to lighten up so we can all collectively get together in the same room without having to be necessarily 6 feet apart and do a song.
Right.
Absolutely. And that time will come.
Songs suck when you gotta record it here, and then they gotta record their verse there, and then another dude gotta record his verse over there, and then it all gotta go to one engineer. That sucks. It never sounds good in the end.
That is a chemistry when it comes to the studio. That definitely is, especially a little bit harder. I never get a chance to envision that, but you do. I'm just gonna say it in the right words because, like, from what I've seen, you work in the studio. It's really good how you conduct or how you're like good leader when it comes to like a whole group inside the studio, because not many producers can do that when it comes to multiple people inside that one room. I remember one time you had a good, I think like 10 to 12 heads in the studio, and you were the reason there was peace in that whole entire studio. Because a lot of producers aren't really producers. They don't take charge. They don't really take charge at all, especially when it comes to a song, because you're supposed to be, in my opinion, from what I've seen from you and NuNu, just the realest person in the room. You have to tell people about their flaws. You have to tell people about their positives. You have to bigging up those strengths and just eliminate those weaknesses the best you can. And it's really hard to be in that whole conductor's seat. So I understand what you say from different people in different rooms. It's really hard to tell somebody how they can be better when you're not right next to them, because you have to respect social distancing. You have to respect the 6 feet. It can be really difficult in that whole sense.
True.
This is all fact. And then the final piece of it is like, when you got the engineer that got all these pieces from all these separate studios on all these separate mics, and he gets it back, and the frequencies sound so different. How is he going to mix it down to sound like a complete song, to sound like it's effortlessly blended and it flows in one direction? A prime example of how that messes up is if you've heard the Nas album, he has a song up there with the Firm on it, and Foxy Brown is the last person rhyming. She sounds like it's a whole different song, and she's not even on point with the concept. And it's weird. You're just happy that she's there, but she's not, you know.
That is true. Like, she can sound better. She definitely can sound better, but it's just impossible from what the situation is with the pandemic and everything. So I totally see that.
Because her mic sounds like she's in a different studio. The way the mic sounds is horrible. It messes up the song.
That's a good topic too. Different equipment. Nobody's around the same equipment. Each equipment is different.
That's a big difference.
Huge difference. Definitely. Not too many people are blessed to be just in one studio creating a good quality product. It's very difficult for you. I can totally understand that. And it's really good that you bring that up there, because it's not a problem that you're just facing. Like we said with the whole Foxy Brown situation, multiple people are facing this right now. So if this keeps happening, or this continues to happen, since we're facing it right now for like the next, I think, 2 to 3 years, what's going to be a good quality song? We don't.
First of all, bind your tongue, sir. Bind your tongue. We've got another 6 months. Bind your tongue. 2 to 3 years.
Listen, when it comes to a vaccine, I want a right vaccine. I don't want anything. I want a fast food vaccine. All right, easy.
That's fine, dude. Drink some oregano oil. Make sure you eat your fruits and veggies and wear a mask. You'll be fine.
I mean, wash your mouth out, mouthwash, and gargle, get your throat right. Pause or play me.
We got 1 minute left in the program for Behind the Brand. Sad to say, but Kron and NuNu, I'd love to have you again, especially throughout the new year of 2021. This has really been great having you guys on. There's numerous topics I can talk to you guys with. But just please, this is the time of the program that you promote your social media, big up yourselves, and just go from there, because we got such little time for this show. Go right ahead. The time is yours.
Swank Mob got a site. Swank Mob got a site. Once again, Swank Mob got a site. That is swankmob.net. Come check it out. Get your merchandise. We out in what's that? Is that $7.99 Dixwell Ave? That New Haven apparel?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
We got stuff in there.
In there.
Yeah, go check it out.
Go check all of that out.
Some swank stuff.
Follow us all on Beat for Beat. Keep this thing rolling.
That's us.
Continue to follow my guys right here. Easy Bluez, Prestige Worldwide, Behind the Brand, because they bringing it to you uncut and definitely robust and refined to a fine quality. You can sip it like morning coffee. That black extra smooth.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM Behind the Brand. Myself, Prestige, Easy Bluez, and Kron and NuNu do. I love both of y'all to death. I really do. Y'all family.
We love you too, y'all.
Thanks, man.
Taking off my coat. spoke. My eyes to the heavens while them demons in my throat. The grind stayed hard, I felt the end of that rope. Enemies claim alliance, but reality is no. I don't hear the truth and they chatter like one bit, yo. Try to cover shit with the sugar, it's still issue, though. People get to switch it like my city gon' schizo. OGs be having straight, but they don't be official. So you ain't familiar if you ain't La Familia. Trying to live jealous was empty peculiar. Shake them off like they in the head of Parkinson's. Moses on these dudes with their waves, I be parting them like make way. King forgotten in my vacay. The real gon' rise and lanes will fall up in the same day. Funny how my niggas in the game that I don't play. Dudes be on that fish up. I ain't talking short stay. I be at it all day. Deep into the weed, I will flex on them till I pull up muscle. You gon' see the power. Oh my Schwarzenegger, you know the force is mega. Pull out the lightsaber and split you like a Garsha Vega. I'm going gray on them. Oh, coming, I ain't trying to clear the way for them. Coming at me, yo, that's a game where I stay all in. I had your jet blowing up, boy, your grave calling. Just where you know it. Matter in the background, but dudes ain't low. Kron is Zilla that, you a thing. Yeah. Green light on mine in a small town, yo. I'ma see what's in talking since you thinking that you. Nah, but you done nah, nah, that you done nah. I'ma get you up to speed, what you done nah. You get the business for free just like a promo.
I'm in it with you, till the casket drop down in the dirt. I put in work, if dudes want it, then I make it hurt. The greatest, my team lurk during after hours. Gun smoke make the block look like after showers. The bigger just start to drop in like Twin Towers. 9/11 being called by these other cowards. Cheese chasers, better known as street rats. On paper when they raps, only time they squeeze gas, my nigga.